You're sitting across from someone. Maybe it's a first date, maybe it's the third. They're saying the right things. They're smiling. But somewhere behind your ribs, there's this quiet voice going, not again. Because you've been here before. Not literally in this restaurant or on this app, but emotionally here. The exact same feeling. The same slow sinking. The same thought you'll have in the shower tomorrow morning: why does this keep happening to me? Here's the thing nobody tells you. It's not bad luck. It's not that all the good ones are taken. It's not even that you have terrible taste, although that might feel true at 2 in the morning after another text goes unanswered. The real reason you keep ending up with the wrong person is buried so deep inside your own brain that you can't even feel it working. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your dating history the same way again. So first, something that might sting. Your brain has a type. Not the type you'd put on a dating profile. Not athletic, or funny, or loves dogs. Your brain's type is a feeling. A very specific emotional atmosphere. And that atmosphere was set long before you ever swiped right on anyone. It was set in childhood. Think about the first person who shaped how you understand love. Maybe it was a parent. Maybe it was someone who raised you. Now think about what that relationship actually felt like. Not the story you tell at dinner parties, but the raw emotional texture of it. Was love warm and steady? Or was it something you had to earn? Was it unpredictable? Did it come and go like weather? Whatever it was, your brain logged it. Every single detail. Not as a memory you can recall, but as a pattern your nervous system now runs on autopilot. That pattern is what psychologists call a template. It's basically your brain's instruction manual for what love is supposed to feel like. And here's where it gets really interesting. Your brain doesn't actually care whether that template feels good or bad. It just cares that it feels familiar. Because to a human brain, familiar means safe. Even when it absolutely isn't. There's a famous experiment that explains this better than any theory. Back in the 1950s, a researcher named Harlow studied baby monkeys. He gave them 2 choices for a surrogate mother. One was a wire monkey that provided food. The other was a soft cloth monkey that provided comfort. The baby monkeys overwhelmingly chose the cloth mother, even when they were starving. They would cling to the soft one, then quickly reach over to the wire one to feed, then scurry back to the cloth one. Every single time. Now, what does that have to do with your love life? Everything. Because Harlow's work showed something crucial. Comfort and connection aren't luxuries. They are survival needs. And your brain will chase that feeling of connection with the same desperate intensity as those baby monkeys, even when the source isn't actually good for you. Even when it's a wire mother wrapped in a little bit of cloth. That's your first clue. You're not choosing the wrong person randomly. You're choosing people who match an emotional pattern that was written into your system before you could speak. But how exactly does that pattern work? This is where a man named Bowlby comes in. Bowlby spent decades studying what happens between children and their caregivers, and he came up with something called attachment theory. In plain English, it means this: the way your primary caregiver responded to you as a child set the rules for how you expect to be treated in all your close relationships. All of them. If your caregiver was consistently warm and responsive, your brain learned something simple. Love is safe. People stay. You can trust. This is what Bowlby called secure attachment. And people with this background tend to pick partners who are also emotionally steady. Their brain isn't looking for a storm. It's looking for clear skies because that's what feels normal to them. But what if your caregiver was inconsistent? Sometimes loving, sometimes distant. Maybe they were overwhelmed, or dealing with their own pain, or just not sure how to show up. Then your brain learned something very different. It learned, love is a mystery. You never know what you're going to get. You have to stay alert. This is anxious attachment. And as an adult, you might find yourself drawn to people who keep you guessing. People who give you just enough to keep you hooked, but never enough to let you relax. Because that push and pull, that uncertainty, it feels like love to you. It's what love felt like when you were 2 years old. Or maybe your caregiver was emotionally unavailable. Maybe they were physically present but checked out. Maybe affection was rare or came with strings attached. Your brain adapted to that too. It learned, love means independence. Don't need anyone too much. And as an adult, you might feel suffocated by someone who is actually available. Healthy love might even feel boring to you, because there's no chase, no tension, no edge. And without that edge, your brain doesn't register it as real. None of this is your fault, by the way. Your brain did exactly what it needed to do to survive childhood. The problem is that those survival strategies don't just turn off when you turn 18. They keep running. Quietly. Persistently. In every relationship you enter. So now you understand the template. But there's something even stranger happening. Something that makes this whole pattern almost impossible to break without knowing about it. There's a concept in psychology called repetition compulsion. It's a fancy name for a very simple and very frustrating thing. Your brain tries to fix old wounds by re-entering them. You don't choose a partner who reminds you of your parent by accident. You do it because somewhere deep down, your brain is running a calculation. It's saying, last time this happened, you couldn't fix it. You were a child. You had no power. But now you're an adult. So let's try again. Let's find someone like that person and see if this time, you can make it work. It sounds almost logical, right? Like your brain is trying to heal you. And in a way, it is. But here's the problem. You're not walking into the same situation with better tools. You're walking into it with the same emotional wiring, the same triggers, and the same blind spots. So instead of healing the wound, you just reopen it. Over and over. With different people who feel like the same person. Have you ever noticed that the moment someone treats you really well, something inside you pulls back? Like a reflex? That's this. Your brain doesn't recognize kindness that doesn't match the template. It doesn't know what to do with it. So it either ignores it, pushes it away, or finds something wrong with the person so it can justify leaving. Meanwhile, the person who is hot and cold, who makes you work for their attention, who leaves you checking your phone at midnight, that person triggers all the familiar circuits. That person feels like home. Even though home is exactly where you got hurt. Now let's talk about what's happening in your brain at the chemical level. Because this isn't just about patterns and psychology. There's a biological reason those bad choices feel so powerful. A researcher named Helen Fisher used brain imaging to study what happens inside your head when you fall in love. And what she found was pretty wild. Romantic attraction activates the same reward centers in your brain as cocaine. The same ones. When you're falling for someone, your brain floods with dopamine, which is the chemical that drives craving and desire. Not calm contentment. Craving. The same circuitry that makes someone addicted to a substance gets activated when you're falling for someone who triggers your template. And here's what really messes things up. The people who are inconsistent, who keep you guessing, who give you just enough and then pull away, they actually produce more dopamine than the people who are steady and reliable. Your brain works on prediction. When something is predictable, your brain doesn't bother pumping out extra chemicals. But when something is uncertain, when you're not sure if they'll text back or show up or be in a good mood, your brain goes into overdrive. It produces more dopamine because it's trying to solve the puzzle. It's trying to predict the outcome. And that chemical rush, that obsessive thinking about someone you've probably mistaken for love your whole life, it's not love. It's your brain trying to solve a problem that was never really a math problem. It was an emotional pattern disguised as a mystery. So now, step back for a second. You've got a childhood template that shapes what love feels like to you. You've got attachment patterns that influence who you're drawn to. You've got repetition compulsion pushing you back into old wounds. And you've got brain chemistry making the wrong choices feel incredible while the right ones feel like nothing. Put that all together, and you start to see why you keep ending up in the same place with different faces. And this is the part you need to sit with for a second. The common denominator in all of your relationships is you. Not because you're broken. Not because you're a bad person or because you deserve bad relationships. But because you are the only constant. You are the one choosing. And if you don't understand the system behind your choices, you will keep making the same ones. Different person, same story. That might feel heavy. But honestly, it's the most empowering thing you can realize. Because if the pattern lives in you, that means you're the one who can change it. You can't control who other people are. You can't control their attachment styles or their baggage or their capacity to love you back. But you can learn to recognize your own wiring. And once you see it, it loses some of its power. So how do you actually break this loop? It's not about finding the perfect person. That person doesn't exist, and even if they did, your brain might not even notice them. Breaking the loop starts with catching yourself in the act. The next time you feel that intense pull towards someone, the kind that feels like you've known them forever, the kind that takes your breath away and keeps you up at night, pause. Just pause. Ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? Is this excitement or is this anxiety dressed up as excitement? Because those two things feel almost identical in your body. Your heart races with both. Your stomach flips with both. The difference is that excitement feels expansive. It feels like possibility. Anxiety feels tight. It feels like need. Learn to tell them apart. Second, notice what you're bored by. That healthy person who texts back when they say they will. The one who plans a date and actually shows up. The one who asks how your day was and waits for the answer. If you feel nothing for that person, that's not a sign they're wrong for you. That might actually be a sign your template is misfiring. Comfort doesn't register as love when you've spent your whole life confusing chaos with connection. Third, and this one is the hardest, slow down. Most of the time when you meet someone who triggers your template, everything moves fast. The texting is constant. The emotional intensity ramps up in days, not weeks. You share your deepest stories on the second date. You feel like you've found your person. And that speed, that acceleration, is your brain trying to solve the old problem as fast as possible. But real connection doesn't work like that. Real connection builds slowly. It's not supposed to feel like freefall. It's supposed to feel like learning. If you can slow down, you give yourself time to notice what's actually happening instead of getting swept up in what your brain is projecting. And finally, consider talking to someone about this. Not your friends, not your group chat. A therapist. Someone who can help you see the patterns you can't see on your own. Because blind spots are blind for a reason. You can't fix what you can't see. And having someone trained to see the wiring underneath your choices isn't a luxury. It's probably the most practical thing you can do for your love life. So, you started here sitting across from someone, feeling that familiar sinking. That quiet thought in the shower. Why does this keep happening? Now you know why. Your brain learned love in a specific way a long time ago, and it's been replaying that lesson ever since, looking for a different ending with the same beginning. But you don't have to keep reliving the same story. The next person you meet, the next feeling that pulls you in, maybe this time you'll pause. Maybe this time you'll notice. And maybe, just maybe, you'll choose someone who feels different, not because they are different, but because you are.